Welcome to the Reasonable Southerner podcast. The South isn't all magnolias in the moonlight, but neither is it all racism and violence. We are just like you. My name is Frances Coleman. I share my insights about my life and yours. Experts and analysts say the retail industry is cratering. I say, not so fast. And I know a little about cratering industries, so hear me out. I was caught up in a huge round of newspaper layoffs some years ago when experts and analysts were declaring the imminent demise of print publications. Only newspapers didn't die, or not all of them anyway. Rather, newspapers have changed from not so much paper to more instantly available content on the internet. They've tried to figure out what readers want and how to give it to them in ways that are also profitable. They've tried to become leaner, more focused, and less burdened by middle management positions like mine. The difference in newspapers, radio stations, television stations, newsreels, handbills, and the town crier are differences in the delivery system for the information. Looking into my crystal ball, I think some of the very large publications, those with a national readership such as the New York Times and the Wall Street Journal, will survive. Some small, community-oriented publications will survive too, by giving people the local news, sports, school news, and obituaries that they can't find anywhere else. Middle-sized publications, I predict, will struggle to find their niche, and some may never find it. Those papers who cling only to paper are certainly doomed. The modern mode of delivery today is the internet. That is as surely true as the fact that what we call the internet today will be replaced by the next system devised to deliver information. But what if you simply give the people what they want? And therein lies the secret to surviving in the jungle known as retailing. Brick and mortar stores have to find their niche. They might or might not be able to compete on price, free shipping, internet returns, and the ease of internet shopping, all of which leaves local merchants with only one thing that can make them stand out from online shopping sites: customer service. I'm not referring to toll-free numbers or personal shoppers or those messages that pop up as you're browsing a website. Hi, I'm Carrie. May I help you find something today? I'm referring to old-fashioned, one-on-one, look-you-in-the-eyes customer service. It starts with a greeting as you walk in. Hello, may I help you? The clerks who are really good at this customer service thing don't stand around behind the counter either. They come out from behind it with a smile and a welcoming attitude. I live in a small town. The people here are friendly, but they can be a little suspicious of people they don't know. There's a meat market here that's been around from the days when the beef was bought at the auction barn out back, slaughtered on site, and then sold through a retail market. If you went there 30 years ago and you were new to town, as I was back then, you got a little of that "you aren't from around here, are you" vibe. Not anymore. The same people own the market. But if you go in there today, the place is bright, clean, and fashionably decorated. It's hard to tell that the young blonde woman who greets you is part of the family that owns the place. Everyone there greets you like they own the place. They are genuine and friendly and have something that no marketing push or fake online friendly service can match. They know their product and they know you. It's a pleasure to buy meat there. I wouldn't even consider going online and purchasing prime beef or blue-footed chickens when I can go to a place where they know me, know what I want, and know how to deliver it to me. If you're looking for something specific, they'll help you find it. If you want to be left alone, they won't bug you, but they're attentive, pleasant, and they're not sullen. They aren't furtively checking their text or Facebook feeds. They don't sigh with impatience or repeatedly glance at the clock. And if you come flying in the door 10 minutes before closing time, no worries, come on in. My husband has a mission to replace our aging front door. A romp around the internet convinced him that buying a door that's not pre-hung and that will fit in the existing frame is harder than it looks. A trip to the local building supply yielded a big surprise. It is harder than it looks. You see, the hinges must match exactly, and the same goes for the lock. Making that fit is harder than it looks. I will tell you that my husband grew up in a hardware store. He can read a measuring tape as well as anyone, but measuring that door calls for some experience. "Where do you live?" asked the man at the local building supply. "Oh, that's only 5 minutes from here. I'll come measure the door and make sure that it fits. It has to fit properly. Measuring it is harder than it looks." That is service. But isn't their stuff always more expensive? Well, in a word, no. Retailers, online or otherwise, are always sensitive to price on things, provided they're things that the buyer thinks he knows what they should cost. Perception of low price is what sells merchandise. Another romp around the internet reveals that a grass catcher for a zero-turn mower will set you back about $700. While the chat box at the online store is full of helpful jabber, the guys at the mower dealership are helpful too, without all the psychobabble. "Yeah," said the grumpy-looking counterman at the lawn equipment company in our town. He has a ball cap permanently affixed to his head and has the look of a real no-nonsense guy. "That catcher works fine as long as you don't let the grass get too long. If it takes a special blade for your mower, we got that too." I recall that this man is the one who sold us the mower. When asked what we should have, he took us out back, past rows of different mowers, and pointed to one that was being unpacked and assembled. "Buy that one," he said, "best of the bunch. Can't keep 'em in stock." That he didn't attempt to sell us one of the many that were sitting in stock, but directed us to a mower that he believed was the best, made a big impression on me. Oh, we bought the grass catcher. Price? About $700, same as on the internet. Hear what I'm saying, local retailers. If you can't do all of those things and more, you may as well turn off the lights, shut off the AC, and lock the front door, because online retailers are waiting in the wings, ready to eat your lunch, ready to woo customers with secure servers, fast and free delivery, free samples, and other things designed to permanently convert them to internet shipping. They can't do certain things, of course, like shake hands, smile, ask after your children or grandchildren, dissect the iron bowl, or remark on the brutally hot or unusually cold weather. The brick and mortar folks can, should, and must, or you and I have no reason to bother going into their stores. Shoppers have long memories, by the way. I still recall the time nearly 40 years ago when I left work about 4:40 p.m. and hurried to a nearby dress shop. I realized I didn't have a suitable belt for the dress I wanted to wear that night. By the time I had parked the car and walked into the store, it was 10 minutes before closing time. There was no way for the 3 clerks on duty to know it would have taken me no more than a few minutes to grab a belt, pay for it, and be on my way. They were obviously afraid I'd keep them past 5 o'clock, and to avoid that possibility, they studiously did not look up, did not speak, and didn't engage with me in any way. I walked out and never went back. Customers are not perfect, and they're certainly not always right. My late father-in-law agreed that the customer was not always right, but he added, the customer is always the customer. He ran a very successful business, and it was based on service. He said, "Service is the only thing you have to sell." To paraphrase another Southern gentleman, Gerald O'Hara in Gone with the Wind, like land to Gerald, service is the only thing that matters. Retailers who understand what customers want will survive, and the rest will crater. It's that simple, Katie Scarlett. It's just that simple. I'm Frances Coleman. I've worked for newspapers for more than 45 years, from Texas to my native Louisiana, and finally to my home near Mobile, Alabama. I've been a reporter, an editorial writer, a columnist, and an editorial page editor. I've commented on the BBC, been a guest on the Rachel Maddow Show, and had my column distributed nationwide. If you like this podcast, please follow it. It's free, and even if you don't like it, I hope you'll find it thought-provoking.